You've been working in a number of African countries and also working with Africa's biggest industrialist, Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience working in Nigeria and working in the Dangote group and let's say the formula that made him or that has made him successful? How does he see things? How does he execute things? And how have you grown the business together?
Yeah. Omar, I've been almost 4 years in Nigeria, and I left last July the company and also Nigeria. I was MD of AG Dangote. It was a partnership between the Brazilians Andrade Gutierrez and also the biggest company and also entrepreneur in Africa, Aliko Dangote. It was an amazing experience to work with him, like learning lessons better than universities, and also was amazing also and challenging to working in Nigeria. We introduced in Nigeria the idea to build concrete roads. Namely we made roads in Nigeria, and all the roads in Nigeria was made before we arrived for asphalt is normal way to do. But because Aliko Dangote has several cement plants, and we understood that this can be a good option to Nigeria, not only because the quality of the concrete roads, but also the cost of concrete roads. Because if you build a road, normal road, and the benchmarking, the asphalt is almost between $1 million and $1.2 million for each kilometer. With concrete roads, we can achieve less 20%, 25% of this cost. And this is what our main issues that we did there. We did several projects, and today I think the concrete roads, he wants to also to export this idea of concrete roads from several countries that he has this cement plant. Working with Aliko Dangote, I don't know what is his formula for succeed. I work with him closely. He's a very, very passion for Africa. His passion to be entrepreneur. He has a vision that normally human being doesn't have. We don't have this vision to grow up, always grow up. And he works, I can tell you, I'm not saying 24 hours, but at least 18, 90 hours a day, included Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I had meeting with him Saturdays, Sundays. He doesn't have time to do his hobbies. And I think his success is also concerning his hard work. Not only him, but also all his team. He has several people working for Aliko Dangote for several years, some of them 15, 20, 25 years. And I think this entourage that he create is the formula for the succeed of Dangote Group.
And Andrade Gutierrez is present across a number of different countries. So what sort of projects are you involved in?
Yeah, today I'm working in Algeria, and also I'm responsible for some markets like Libya, Mali, Portugal, some projects. We are doing several projects in Algeria. We are doing bridge, and namely also infrastructure. This is our main core business. We cannot forget that before these car wash issues in Brazil, Andrade Gutierrez was the second biggest company in the South America for infrastructure. After all this issue that we had, today we are trying to settle down and also grow up again.
And but what you think you would say you're expanding on the continent?
We are expanding. We are working namely in some countries in Africa. I can say in Angola, Mozambique, Ghana, Algeria, Libya. We have a project before this war. We have some project in Portugal, and the idea is also to develop some project even in Europe. We want to develop this. In South America, we are very strong in some countries like Venezuela with some problems, Brazil also, and we are trying to other countries also in the South America.
And in terms of your clients on the African continent, it's mostly public sector projects?
It's namely public sector, because the private sectors, only in power plants we have some private sectors in Brazil, even in in the Angola, but namely 80% of our clients are public clients.
And so the PPP model is still at a very early stage, would you say?
No, we are not very early stage. We are doing some projects. The problem is that always in this kind of country we don't have this regulation that we can help us to do a PPP. I don't have any doubt that the future of Africa can be also PPP, like we did even in my country, Portugal, and also in Spain when we entered to European Union. And I don't have any doubt that this can be an option to solve a lot of problems that Africa has. Can be PPP, models of PPP, BOT or other kind of processes, and I don't have any doubt this can be. The problem is always the legal framework, and we are facing a lot of problems. Even in Nigeria, we try to do this framework, and we have very strong department of we say structured business is a word that we using in our company to do this kind of business, but we are always facing problems with the legal framework because nobody will invest. Any banks will invest us if you don't have legal framework that can help. And Nigeria have this problem also because the legal framework for Nigeria from PPP is not working, and they have to change, in my point of view.
Okay, and this is for what? This is power. This is.
We have power, we have roads also, highways, but namely is power and also some airports also.
Okay, so it's a regulatory environment that needs to be looked at.
I think so.
And the regulatory framework.
Not only in Nigeria, but all the countries that I work, Angola and Mozambique have the same problems. I think Angola they develop a little bit and they improve about these PPP issues because they copy some. Legal framework from Portugal and Spain, but they have also some problems. And you know that the money is not the problem. The problem is it's a good project, and we have to have this kind of legal framework.
So you think there's not enough bankable projects on the private sector side?
This is the issue. This is the problem. In the private sector, we don't have bankable problem. And also, with all this political instability and also this oil down price and also the private sector, I think they give a setback.
But when you look at the situation today compared to 2 years ago, the situation is clearly better. No? The oil price is back up, the commodity prices are a bit more stable.
I think I cannot say this is better. I think the people are use it for the crisis, and sometimes you have this kind of inverse logic, and the thing is not moving. But I think the people are using the price of oil. They understood that they will not grow up so high, and they are moving in this kind of environment. I think I'm not seeing the blue sky in all the countries. I think some countries have to improve a lot.
And in terms of your company, which is a long-standing investor on the continent, what would you say the recipe for success is? Would you say it's about local content, capacity building, working with the local communities to make sure that a project is successful?
I think it's work always with government departments. And the problems today is sometimes not only in our company, is about the compliance issues. Today we are very strict about these compliance issues, and I think this is also one thing that some governments in Africa should improve. Today, with a lot of problems that we had in Brazil and other countries also, not only our company but other countries, the way that we see the business and also with some laws that the European Union and America created, the companies to work in Africa should be linked with the compliance issues, and this should be also a learning lesson to African government. We are not able to do projects without this clean picture about everything, and this is
environmental compliance and that framework. So you think the legal structure should be stronger?
Challenge. It should be is a challenge for some countries because I know that always we have this kind of environment that is not easy for the private companies like us.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Omar.
Great speaking
Thank you
to
very much. Thank you.